saw there, the name sewn into my swimming costume is Pete Donaldson. And when I'm not watching football, texting Luke Moore pictures of my penis, or crying, I'm usually playing video games. So this is my guide to what's good and what's not in interactive entertainment. So, it's early March, you've eBayed that Kindle your mum got you weeks ago, but what are you going to spend the cash on in the coming months? Let's find out in your new releases. In late February, the trailer for the upcoming Dead Island hit dem internets, and for 3 days straight appeared to be the only title worth talking about. Now, it's important not to generalise. Unless you're a general, then it's of paramount importance. But putting zombies in games always well and truly smacks of desperation. I mean, let's be honest, from the zombie Nazis from whatever the last Wolfenstein game was to the equally dull zombies from Red Dead Redemption, they've quite frankly been done to death. Ha ha ha! But very little is actually known about Dead Island itself, unfortunately. Only that these screens have been released and that it's set on an island and that it should be appearing at some point during this year after being in development for at least 3. Ultimately, it could be quite telling that there's no actual gameplay in the trailer, action instead centering on a clumsy dad and his struggles with the difficult mistress that is gravity. Oh, clumsy dad, what are you like? The darling month of May should see detective thriller Noire hit the shelves. Hit the shelves until the shelves are dead! Noire is a project being developed by Aussie production house team Bondi, who back in 2002 made this.
Stop talking and start listening, Hammond. You're in no position to be making demands.
No, that's not a Top Gear production meeting. That's the polished but ultimately flawed The Getaway on the PlayStation 2.
What have we got? 2 stiffs. Overdose.
This time round, the high-resolution Mockney Grit has been replaced with an equally well-rendered 1940s Los Angeles.
You needed the money, so you killed her.
That's not true, goddammit!
Mad Men's Aaron Staton provides the lead character's likeness, and character is very much the operative word. The facial animation is the one thing that sets this title apart from pretty much anything else that's gone before. Put simply, it's absolutely breathtaking. Looking forward to this one.
We're done for now.
Also jumping through an impromptu tear in the space-time continuum in the next couple of months is the long-awaited sequel to 2007 sleeper hit Portal 1, titled Portal 2. Where do they come up with these crazy names? The original busted out some of the most charismatic, creative and above all colourful action in what could just have been a dull old puzzle game, making good use of the Half-Life 2 engine. This time around though, Valve have chucked a lot more green at it, meaning that the game's way more longer and the graphics are more graphic-y.
Oh, brilliant! You made it through, well done. Okay, follow me. We've still got work to do.
Oh, and Stephen Merchant is in it, which is not always a sign of quality.
Who knows? Just some brownies of the pot variety.
I'm completely obsessed with sex.
Oh dear, being married really is shit, isn't it? Jesus. April sees another sequel scurrying from its foxhole. Operation Flashpoint Red River is the third game in the series and the first to really pique my interest. After a profitable slew of Call of Duty games, which felt like big overblown flick books within which you have very little to do except duck, look at oily puddles and burly men saying, "Follow me." So it's refreshing for a game to provide you with a little bit more. From the ad hoc weapon mods familiar to most under-resourced squaddies to the 4-man assault teams, this is a far more thoughtful, let's just say authentic attempt at a first-person shooter. On the hardware front, news of Sony's new portable are out in the open, though it's the Nintendo 3DS that will make it to the shops first, the 25th of March to be exact. Now, my first impression of the 3DS was this. Oh, look at me, I'm a 3DS, I'm all three-dimensional and gimmicky. But, on second thoughts, why couldn't a standardised 3D platform that doesn't rely on the price of your telly or the wearing of big goggles work? After all, if Nintendo knows anything, it's the handheld market. Moreover, the day one launch titles, whereas not being particularly breathtaking, there's at least a decent mix of genres to choose from, and as long as the 3DS's much vaunted anti-hacking measures can hold for at least a few months, it might just be a financial success in the long term as well. Oh no, wait, they've already hacked it. What was that, like a day? And as always, it'd be all kinds of remiss if I didn't take at least a little shufty of what gaming was like back in the day. This time round, I thought we'd go right back to 1989 and in turn 1861, for this is North and South. Available for seemingly pretty much every video game system around back then, North and South was an action strategy game based on the American Civil War. With much of the game being played out on a strategic map of the USA, players would take turns to capture hefty chunks of the map, either by infantry, cavalry, or even cannon fire. Being an exercise in strategy in the loosest form possible, the whole experience was littered with sub-games and surprise events. When you weren't in the middle of a side-scrolling platform knife 'em up, you were having a tomahawk lobbed at you by a neighbouring American Indian tribe. The game was refreshingly shallow, bloody difficult, but had a wonderful offbeat quality that's really hard to reproduce. All in all, North and South was a proper giggle. Right, it's time for what you've all been waiting for. It's bad video game box art. We take a look at some game boxes where the artist really shouldn't have bothered. In at 3 this time round, Party Babies. It's a vision of hell. That one has a 40-year-old's haircut, that one has no nipples, and that one appears to be haunting the others from beyond the grave. In at 2, Judas's spleen. That's a piece of crap. Finally for now, in at 1, oh god, I am not touching that. Alright, so I hope you've enjoyed our little sojourn into gaming shenanigan. I've been Pete Donaldson, and like I always say, go f*** yourselves.